So here I actually bought a scrapbook slash photo album, and I made it this size just because of um, Mrs. Evans' hemianopsia and her, visual impairments. Her just being 81 years old, it's better for her to have something that's a little bit bigger so she can see things a little bit easier. And as well, I did it this way because it almost looks like it's a photo album, so she doesn't have to carry anything bulky around. It's very light. It's thin as well. She can easily fit into any bags that she's carrying, and it doesn't look like a communication book. It looks like a photo album that she could possibly show anyone that she's trying to interact with. So the first page, open up, you can see along the sides I have different color tabs. These tabs indicate the different sections of her communication book and can allow her to easily get to the distinguished pages in which she's looking for. The top tab is me, which is this page, which talks all about her and particular phrases that Mrs. Evans would commonly use with any communication partner. The next one is the common phrases, core vocabulary, a keyboard, family, places, calendar, and time, each of which I'll show you more specifically as I flip through the book. But as you see on this first page, this is where I have a page just for Mrs. Evans to describe things about herself. As you can see, I started by using phrases just because Mrs. Evans does and has had language skills. She just currently has apraxia of speech, which is causing her a disconnection with her actually getting her words out, as well as her mild aphasia, which can help, hurt her word finding. So over here, I purposely put a picture of herself just for her to, as she quickly glances at the page, to know that this page is specifically about her. And here I have about me in orange for people or nouns. All of the phrases, her most common phrases such as, my name is Roberta, I am 81 years old, my birthday is April 10th, I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, I live in Coral Springs, Florida, I had a stroke 2 years ago. I find these to be the most common phrases that Mrs. Evans would use most often with all of her communication partners, and that's why I put it here on the right side of the page. Because of Mrs. Evans' hemianopsia, she will neglect usually the left side of the page when looking at it head on. So I put it all to the right, so these would be the first phrases in which she would be pointing to or saying. I would, as I'll go into more detail in part 3 of the project, but on each page I indicated this red line, but I would, as a SLP, teach Mrs. Evans, who has hemianopsia, that when she sees all these words, when she sees this red line, that there is more on the other side of the page in which she needs to look at. So when she hits this red line, there are more options in which she can choose from, and not to just see the right side of the page, that there is stuff on the other side. Continuing with phrases about herself, I included a phrase that my husband Bernard died in 1994. I enjoy cooking. I like to play bridge and bunco. I like to play slot machines. I make very good chili. I like to listen to music. As well, and with all these phrases, I put them in pink bordering because they are social. Moving on, this top page, I put in common phrases that she can often say with any communication partners. Again, putting everything that I think she would say most frequently on the right, and then other ones onto the left. For instance, hi, how are you? What's new? How's school? How's work? I love you. It was good to see you. How much? What do you like to do? Do you want to help me cook? Do you have any children? Thanks for stopping by. Happy birthday. These are common phrases in which she could say to her family members, her grandchildren, any of the friends that come by to visit her, and her sister who used to visit her at the newsstand. Just anyone that she might come into common contact with, which she can use any of these phrases. Below, again, I also put these all in pink bordering and used highlighted the main part of the page, and as well with on the side the tab for her to quickly get to and note phrases as social. Down here I have the needs and wants that Mrs. Evans would commonly say. For instance, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I need help, I need to go to the bathroom, can you help me? Again, having to cross midline to say more needs and wants that she would have. I want to play, listing the 3 things that Mrs. Evans often likes to play. Please call the doctor for me because she often has to go to the doctor due to her arthritis or depression or just checkups in general. Can you take me to? And this is just, she can, then later I will show you she has a keyboard in which she can indicate, or other parts in which she can indicate that where she wants to go. I want to listen to music because she does like to listen to the 40s and 50s music. I want to show you my scrapbook as another activity Mrs. Evans is passionate about. Moving on, the next page. Here we have the tab for vocabulary. This is the core vocabulary that for Mrs. Evans. Here I made it into single words just because in most of the other parts she has long phrases, and this could just be some quick, short, simple, short words that Mrs. Evans could quickly go to. For instance, I have the descriptors here, yes and no in blue, because it is sometimes a confused answer for Mrs. Evans to give. Here are the verbs, go, want, and call. I have social words such as please and thank you, this and that as miscellaneous or adverbs. Here I have a few of her family members, her sister, her son, her other son, and their 2 wives. And I have these 5 family members listed, and not all of them that were included in her scenario, because these are the ones that she's often with on a daily basis. These are her 2 sons that live nearby, and these are their 2 wives. They often will be taking her to places that she wants to go, to the doctor. They're the ones that often visit her multiple times a week as well. And over here is just to help with any, during any conversation that she has with any communicative partners for who, what, where, why, and how. Below, I have a keyboard. Here again, another tab to indicate. This will be for any words that aren't included in this communication book that Mrs. Evans can actually point to and spell out the words in which that she's trying to say. She can use this during any time, during any conversation. It's just something to have just in case something is missing from the book that she needs to talk about. The next page, I go into family. Again, another tab, orange for people. This is her sister. Again, I put the names in orange to indicate that it's people, an actual picture of her, so she knows, again, who exactly she is talking about. Again, on the right side, I have the more important or common facts or phrases that she would tell someone. I have the red line in the middle to indicate for Mrs. Evans to continue going over, and some more phrases about her sister. Below, I have her 4 children all together. Here, her son John, he's one of the ones that lives in Florida with her. Her son Tony, her son Thomas, the other one that lives in Florida and often visits, Thomas, and her son Michael. Each have a little bit of facts, and each, again, has the red line to indicate to her that she needs to keep going in order to see there's more to the other side of the page. Moving on, I have her 5 grandchildren, each of them having their own picture, so she again remembers who exactly she is talking about. Each of them has a little bit of description about common phrases that she would say to any friends that come over, or she has any communication with in which who she wants to describe her grandchildren to. Again, having all of their names, and it's just actual photos that of those places that she commonly goes to in order for her to indicate that that's what she is talking about in the topic she's on. So here I have, again, a tab on the side for places in purple for the Fitzgerald key. Here we have the casino, common phrases that she would say at the casino, such as I would like to play slot machines, I need more money, I won, I lost, and time to go home. Again, the red line indicating midline and her to move over. Here I have the senior center. Do you want to play with me? We need more people. I would like to play bridge and bunco. Moving on. Here's another common place that Mrs. Evans goes to because of her desire to cook and her being very famous for her chili recipes. I felt that it was appropriate for her to have this in her book because of her enjoying food shopping and to have different lists of food that are categorized semantically, and then all the items that fall under those categories below it. For instance, I have fruits and vegetables and common fruits and vegetables that Mrs. Evans might use in any of her recipes, proteins, beverages. Below here is continued some of her list. That way it's on the same page so she doesn't have to flip through too many. Spices, condiments, dairy, and measurements. Here she can ask for, how many apples she wants if she's with somebody. And over here it's measurements in pounds, or she goes to the deli section or to get potato salad or cold cuts, she can indicate how much poundage she wants. Moving on, here's the doctor's office, something unfortunately Mrs. Evans probably visits frequently just of her age and because of her medical conditions. We have, again, the picture, the doctor's office bordered in purple for it to be phrases, all the social phrases in pink to indicate the social context that she would say in this environment, such as, hi, how are you? I have an appointment with Dr. Johnson. How much longer? This is my daughter-in-law, Allison, someone who often brings her to the doctor's office. I need a new prescription. I would like to make another appointment. This is my son, John. This is my son, Thomas. Again, 2 more people who are often accompanying her during those times. Below, kind of connected to the same doctor's page, I have a column that has for feelings. Here, Mrs. Evans would be able to describe to the doctor that she doesn't feel well, she feels anxious, she feels depressed, often 2 common things in which Mrs. Evans has felt and is currently feeling. I feel happy, I have a headache, I'm tired, arthritis hurts in my, and again, moving over to the different body parts in which they can be hurt. Here I have it in blue for descriptors, her right, left, and both, as well as the descriptors here to indicate the different categories or semantic groups in order for her to find that specific word or phrase that she is looking for. Here I have a calendar. I purposely put this right after the doctor's page for if she does need to make another appointment. At the top, I do have the pictures just to show her in case, because she's always looking to the right, she sees the calendar first to know that this is the right page that she's looking for when needing to find a date. As well, again, the tab on the side for her to quickly flip through. At the top, I have all the months, again with the red lines in the middle for her to continue going to find the appropriate month in which she's looking for. Right below, I have the days of the week, as well as other phrases such as tomorrow, yesterday, next week, and next month. Connected to the rest of this is a time map. Here, as Mrs. Evans looks to the right of the page, she will see the word time and a clock to indicate that that's what she's looking for. Specific time, especially when making new appointments, such as at the doctor's office. I started with the beginning parts of the time on the right-hand side. Once she picks a time, for instance, 12, I'll have her teach her to move over, cross midline once she hits that red mark, and find the other half. For instance, if she wanted to make an appointment at 12:30, she'd hit 12, go over to 30, and then she'd have to go back up and either say AM or PM. Obviously, in this case, 12:30 a.m. would be when she would have it. So just to go over some of the questions in which she had, this is a communication book that I